Hi, Heather, and greetings to those of you watching today who may be curious about the synergy that Ilana Rubenfeld created when she used talking and touching simultaneously to support people coming into their own self-awareness. Heather, this is a session that you titled, I Can Leap and I Know My Boys. And I know there's a great story in that for you and universal themes. And first, I want to ask you, what's it been like to watch this video 25 years later?
Hi, Bonnie, and thanks for asking. The first time I watched the video again, or maybe watched it for the first time since the session, was a few months ago. And my first response to it was almost like as the observer, watching, looking at myself down on the table, looking at Alana, who in that session may have been my age now. There was a lot of interest. But as I've watched the video a couple times more, I almost found like it was like a lens zooming in to the point where I was almost back on the table, back in the state, even remembering some of how things felt in my body and kind of going back there. And then watching it again and again, being able to kind of zoom out again from
Hmm.
a more present, a current lens to be able to really lend some observation about what the session was like, looking in on it and not from in that moment of pain for me.
So let's look at it now and then listen to how that is for you, even right now, to watch.
Okay. Thanks, Bonnie.
Okay, now I'm going to go on a little imaging trip. You just gave me information of how your tailbone hurts. This is me, Ilana. I'm just giving you my process. Here's someone whose tailbone hurts her like a lot, and she's sitting there and listening to this long lecture. And I would never know by your face that you are in pain. I know now because you told me. So there's, and I see your eyes tear up. So there's a space between how you feel and what you let me know. Do you all get what just happened here? So I'm part of that. This is relational. So I got a picture of you as someone, well, you have a high threshold of pain. Is that, I'm checking it out. Is that true?
Yeah.
Coinky dinky, it's true. She can put up with a lot of pain, and she did with this. Okay.
Heather, in that 90 seconds, so much happened. And you're in that training group and you put yourself out there ready to have this session, and she recognizes you
Mhm.
and she recognizes your pain. And you, so what was that like for you?
I felt pain, but I I was masking it. I was listening to her in her what she was talking about prior to the session while I was sitting on the table. But it was when she said, I don't see your pain, but you told me. So now I'm interested in your pain. You're just sitting there, you're not showing it, and yet you must be able to put up with a lot of pain. And I just felt so much how she got me, meaning she understood me and we hadn't even started the session.
Simply meeting like that, you
Mhm.
felt that she got you.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
let's see how that developed.
Okay.
Was that a laugh? She was laughing. I had to check out. Sometimes laughing and sobbing. Okay, so you laugh. You remember when you started to laugh? When you said what?
I just got an image of like a fence post sticking at me.
You got an image of a fence post sticking up you. Okay. Now, when someone gives you an image like that, they're going to go run with it the way they run with it. You go with it too and see what, fence posts can be small fence posts, there can be big ones on farms.
This one's a big one.
This is a big one. And it's going right through you?
Well, at the moment it's just kind of up to here.
So it's going up your pelvis.
But my feet are off the ground. And I really need to get off of it.
Your feet are off the ground and you'd like to get off of it. So it's stuck in you. And your feet are off the ground. Okay. All right. I see you mean to get off of it, so it's in you and you are also sitting on it. Yes?
Yeah.
All right, so what happened to me there, everybody, is when I thought of that, she said, yes, she's sitting on the pain. She's sitting on it. Okay, whatever is poking into her, she's also got a part in it. She's sitting on it. Okay, and we don't know if she can, she said, I mean to get off of it. Okay, so what happens when you sit on this?
It hurts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When they say it hurts, I want you to experiment. To ask them to gently say, could you say that again? I'm sitting on it and I hurt. I hurt. Try that, Heather.
I'm sitting on it and I hurt.
Say that again. I hurt.
I hurt.
Yeah. Let yourself experience your hurt. This is very important because people tend to disassociate from their body. They say, it hurts, it's doing this, it's doing that. And I hurt really shifts things around because you are your body. So it's not, it hurts. So you're sitting on this fence post and you hurt.
I hurt.
Okay, willing to do an experiment? Yes. Okay. Would you please talk to this fence post?
Wow. So she was really tuned in to your laughter, to your hurt, your sadness. And she said something about your having a part in the pain. Yeah. How did that change your relationship with your pain?
So I think part of the masking that I do, or I used to do, probably still do, is there's almost like oh, that's really funny. Here I am, I'm sitting on a fence post. I see an image, it's funny. But when Ilana took the time to really understand the image, so you're not only on this fence post, it's not only in you, but you're sitting on it. So you have a part in it. There was a shift in me around, oh, I have a part in this. It's not just in me, I'm on it. And then moving through to where she said, and I said, it hurts. And she had me change it to, I hurt. It wasn't funny anymore. There was nothing funny. It changed what I thought was a humorous image to a real sensation. And I felt very serious, and that I was being taken seriously about my pain that I recognized from the image.
Very lot of recognition going on, recognizing yourself in these different ways now, as she attended so closely to detail and to your image, not her image, because she said, I have these ideas, but I have to check them out. And then she just let herself embrace what your image was. So let's see what happened next.
So what happens next actually jumps quite a bit further, um, because she did at the end of this last clip say, "Let's talk to the fence post," and in conversing with the fence post and bringing it into, you know, why are you on this fence post? Um, it really heightened and enlightened for me what was going on emotionally for me. So there was the physical pain, but there was an emotional aspect of it that I hadn't quite yet come to disclose to myself or to the world. So let's watch it now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm stuck at home, and I don't want to be there. It's not my voice. I want to leave.
No. Who do you want to leave?
I want to leave my husband.
Okay. So that's okay to voice that gently today. Just the beginning of really finding out how painful that is. How painful being stuck is.
This is very, very touching. And how did this movement and your emotions coming so clear to you? Where did that go from there, or what was that like right then?
I feel like Alana saying, how painful it is to be stuck, that there was a real, like, she was speaking to me and in my situation, but it's very much of a universal theme. People get stuck in their lives, in their relationships, in their work, in many different ways. And even though it's universal when it's happening to you and you're stuck, it's certainly not easy to leave. So for me, it was hard to leave a fence post. And I was really clear, though, that what I wanted to leave and get off the fence post for, and what I did not want to get off the fence post for. So it was painful to be stuck, and I was really scared to also get off the fence post.
And there you are. So let's go on to the next.
Yep.
So experience that again, that you are not stuck about this.
I am not stuck about this.
I know. I know about my 3 boys.
I know about my 3 boys.
Nobody can tell me any different.
Nobody can tell me any
They
different.
try, but it's no use.
They try, but it's no use.
That's right. I know.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Ilana is teaching all the while that she's having this very intimate conversation with Heather. And I heard in the earlier part that she spoke to the group and said, experience the pain. And so what I'm aware of in watching you have the courage to experience that pain, and then something happens in that clarity that happened for you, but can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I was stuck on the fence post, but what Alana helped to emphasize is, what you know,
Ah,
right? And what I know my boys, and I know them. I know what their needs are. I know them and I know that. So that's something I do know, and I wasn't stuck about that at all. And even that was really emotional because I felt a different energy of like, I'm so confident in this. Like, nobody's going to take this away from me. I know. So I'm not stuck about that. And so I felt how Alana had like grounded and acknowledged the pain to the point where now I didn't want to face this pain. I did not want to look at that. Now I'm seeing this fence post and it's like, oh no, like if I see it now, I have to do something. I have to get off the fence post, but I was scared, but then here's what I know. And that helped ground
oh,
me too.
yeah.
What I know. And yeah, watching myself be so emotional. Um, just because I was emotional doesn't mean that I was not going to jump off a fence post. Like it was almost like that was the thing I needed to do, was to sob it out, to really feel it, to feel and to really feel what was going on with every ounce of myself, the pain and the what I know. Like there were two sides to this and I needed both.
I want to invite you right now.
Mhm.
Take a moment to go inside and see if you can put into words anything about the actual somatic experience of having this clarity about two such different aspects of your emotional life.
Interesting that you're asking me this, like now in the present and kind of going back to what was going on in that moment was almost as though there was scaffolding built. So if I'm sitting on this fence post and my legs are hanging off, but suddenly there's scaffolding about this is really painful, but someone's here to acknowledge and support. And this is what I know. It's almost like I could push myself off that situation. So Alana built scaffolding for me
Oh, that's so amazing way to describe it. Yeah.
so that I can push off because I had nothing to push off from before, or at least I didn't know that I had something to push off of.
Ah, and you did have what you needed. So let's see what happened next.
Okay. I feel like I want to leap.
You feel like you want to leap.
I want to leap off that fence post.
You can do anything you want. Anything you want. All right. Okay, I'm here. I'm right here. I'm right here. Yeah. Ah. Wow. So, how does it look after you leap? Just take it in. Got off the fence post, you stood up and you made a big leap. You made a big leap.
It feels good to have my feet on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen this before and I still get such a thrill. There you are, leaping. And then feeling grounded and the breath that you took. Ah, there you were.
Yeah. Yeah, I look at it with like I'm so like this is unbelievable. From a perspective now and just thinking about getting up on a massage table or jumping down, it's like, no, I don't think I could physically do that. But having that leap in me, even if it was from the past, actually really inspires me to think that I can mentally and emotionally make leaps like that as long as I have scaffolding that's needed to make the leaps. So it was, watching it, and I do want to say for anyone watching, most sessions aren't necessarily involving such physical accomplishments within the session. Um, Mine just happened to be in that session quite a large movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was needed in the sense of what I needed to do to get off the fence post.
So how did that work out for you? How did that carry you forward?
So that initial leap and then finding my feet on the ground is really what propelled me. Weeks after the session, I found some educational options for my son, and few months later, there was a separation in my marriage between my ex-husband and myself. So getting off that fence post really helped propel what I'd been stuck about in my life. And when I look back now, I mean, I knew that session had a lot of impact on my life, but looking back now and seeing the strategy, the time, the sense of connection and building the support and what I know was absolutely critical in me being able to move forward from there.
And so you've shared this now with many people. And how is that? That um sense of safety or vulnerability? Where are you with that?
Yeah, so during the session with Ilana, as she, got me to lie down on the table and my eyes were closed, everybody else in the world drifted away. It was just me, my pain, Ilana, and what was going on. It was like a little bubble. And as I jumped off the table, and I saw myself smile in the video. So I was standing on the table and I was like, what was I smiling about? I think if I reflect back onto what it was probably noticing that there's people there. Oh my gosh, here I am standing up on a table and there's all these people watching. I think that was like the moment of like, oh my goodness. And then jumping, but also jumping into the vulnerability of making change. And then this vulnerability now of sharing what I went through in the session
Mm.
to change what was happening in my life.
Well, I appreciate so much your sharing it. And even though we've talked about it and we both watched again, what happened for you, even today, every new layer, even new appreciation of the scaffolding, and it's a wonderful image of the support that is available when someone really gets you and somebody really gets how to give you the space and the time to come to these realizations. And a very little leading. There's experimentation. Do you want to do an experiment? That's That's a newness, but you get to choose how you're going to do it. So a lot of choice all the way through, even as she was leading and following. So is there anything you want to say else about the totality of this experience? Because we're about to say, I don't know, goodbye, thank you, but I just want to check in with you one more time.
I just think that once again, sort of for the viewer to know that, we are real humans and sharing this is really very sacred. And we're doing it for the purpose of sharing how impactful this work is. So I do want to mention that once again.
Thank you, Heather. Thanks for your sharing today with all of us.